What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Conor McGregor fires scathing shots at Artem Lobov. Former friends and teammates Conor McGregor and Artem Lobov have been battling things out in court as Lobov seeks 5% of the $600 million McGregor made when he sold a majority stake in Proper No. 12 Irish whiskey. Lobov has maintained that he was instrumental in the early stages of the company and as a result, should be compensated as such. On the flip side of things, McGregor has since taken countless verbal jabs at Lobov, going as far as to challenge him to a fight in order to settle things. Recently, McGregor's team picked up an early win in court, something McGregor quickly took to Twitter to give his thoughts on, while firing several scathing shots at Lobov in tweets that have since been deleted. According to the first tweet, a judge also recently informed Lobov that he must pay the court fees for the hearing, something McGregor said the Russian Hammer needed to make good on sooner rather than later. In the next tweet, McGregor posted a screenshot with quotes pulled from an alleged Instagram conversation that the two had. According to the screenshot, Lobov allegedly wrote the following to McGregor on Instagram. "Let me start by saying that I swear on my child's life, I will not take a cent out of the whiskey deal. That is something I enjoy doing, and the thought of knowing that I helped you with something keeps me warm on the coldest of nights." Further down in the quotes, Lobov is quoted as allegedly saying that he swears on his child's life that he won't take a cent from the deal, while maintaining that he, quote, cannot go back on the deal. McGregor, of course, made sure to include some of his own commentary in the tweet, calling Lobov a turncoat given how close the two were prior to the falling out. Before finally signing off for the day, McGregor made sure to clarify that this is about more than just money for him. With this bitter feud alive and well, it seems like it's only a matter of time before the rivalry rears its ugly head once again in court. Stay tuned for updates as they become available. Before we continue, make sure you give that like button some love and be sure to subscribe to the MMA Zone for all of the latest news. Bobby Green gives controversial take on Russian dominance in MMA. Over the last few years, Russian fighters, in particular Dagestani fighters who have trained under Khabib Nurmagomedov and his late father Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, have made their presence felt in the sport of MMA. From Khabib's lightweight title reign to the current ongoing dominance of fighters like Islam Makhachev and Usman Nurmagomedov as champions, it's no secret that some of the best fighters in the world right now are from various regions in Russia. The way longtime MMA veteran Bobby Green sees things, there's a reason fighters from Russia have been dominating the fight game: performance-enhancing drugs. According to Green, after fighting Islam Makhachev and training with two unnamed individuals from that region, he could tell that there was something superhuman about them. He reflected on the situation, giving his controversial take on the matter to media members leading up to his clash with Drew Dober this weekend.
He was saying when he first came over that his school that he trained at in Russia, they just gave him vitamins, you know? They've been doing this since who knows when you start training. Imagine if you gave someone steroids from the age of 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, how strong you would be. People were like he was really strong. It makes sense now.
Green also referenced Makhachev testing positive for a banned substance back in 2016 that resulted in his fight with Drew Dober being canceled at the time. After an investigation found no wrongdoing on Makhachev's part, he was cleared to return to competition. What do you make of Green's comments? Is he onto something, or are Russian fighters simply a step ahead right now? Give us your thoughts in the comment section below. Brendan Schaub gives bold prediction for Paddy Pimblett's future. After UFC 282, Paddy Pimblett's stock has been in a weird place. Although he picked up a decision win over Jared Gordon, many feel as though he didn't deserve the victory. As a result, his stock did not skyrocket like it had after his previous wins. With 3 wins in 2022, Pimblett is hopeful to continue the momentum in 2023. If he's able to continue to win, he'll prove that his narrow win over Gordon was a speed bump on his route to championship contention. Currently, he has an impressive win streak to his name while remaining just shy of a spot in the top 15 of the lightweight division. The way Brendan Schaub sees things, those who do their research on the baddie know what he's capable of. He spoke during a recent episode of his podcast where he explained that he fully believes Pimblett will be the world champion because he has the mindset of a champion.
And I love that people are saying, Paddy's not ready for the big show. Okay, do your homework on Paddy Pimblett. He was selling out giant venues in Liverpool on his own in Cage Warriors before he got to the UFC. So that doesn't work. The kid shows up when the pressure is on. Now, the Paddy Pimblett-Jared Gordon fight was more a factor of how damn good Jared Gordon is.
Although the fight was a close one, Pimblett made sure to remind critics after the fight that it wasn't a split decision, it was a unanimous decision. In addition, the baddie explained that despite what critics may think about the scoring, he's the one who goes home with a win next to his name in the record books. How did you score the fight? Did you have Pimblett getting the win, or did the judges get it wrong? Give us your breakdown in the comments below. UFC announces 3 high-profile matchups for 2023. The UFC has been busy booking some big fights between contenders for the new year. Without further ado, let's jump right in. First up, we have a rebooked fight between Derek Lewis and Sergey Spivak on tap for February 4th at the UFC Apex. The fight was originally scheduled for November 19th, 2022. However, midway through the card, the fight was called off when Lewis began dealing with stomach problems. For Lewis, the fight will be an opportunity to snap a 2-fight skid that saw him TKO'd by both Tai Tuivasa and Sergey Pavlovich this year. On the flip side of things, Spivak will be looking to continue a 2-fight win streak that saw him bounce back from a 2021 TKO loss to Tom Aspinall with back-to-back TKO wins this year. Next up, we have a bantamweight clash between Cody Garbrandt and Julio Arce, booked for UFC 285 on March 4th. The event will take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Cody Garbrandt will look to snap a 2-fight skid that has seen him go 1-4 in his last 5. Standing across from him in the octagon will be Julio Arce, who has bounced back and forth between wins and losses since the end of 2018. In his most recent fight, Arce dropped a decision to Montel Jackson at UFC 281. Last but certainly not least, we have a huge middleweight showdown on tap for UFC 286 on March 18th, where former title challenger Marvin Vettori will square off with Roman Dolidze in a pivotal clash. For Vettori, he'll be looking to remain in title contention after a lopsided September loss to Robert Whittaker. On the flip side of things, Dolidze will be looking to build on a 4-fight win streak that just recently saw him TKO Jack Hermansson at the beginning of December. With Dolidze currently ranked 8th on the UFC's official rankings, a win over number 4 ranked Vettori could see him skyrocket up the middleweight ladder. Give us your predictions on the newly announced fights below. And now for our breaking news story of the day.
Y'all are literally just Can somebody get this motherfucker out of me?
Big John McCarthy offers advice on how to improve judging. Judges have one of the hardest and most thankless jobs in all of professional sports. When they get a decision right, there's little praise. When they get a decision wrong, the combat sports community is up in arms. Over the years, there have been a number of solutions proposed to help judging be more consistent. From open scoring to making live stats available to judges, we've heard a slew of suggestions for how things can be improved. Now, the man who helped codify the unified rules of MMA, Big John McCarthy, is weighing in on how the UFC can help judges do their jobs better. He spoke in a recent YouTube video to give his advice on the situation, pointing out to fans that 2 of the 3 ringside judges sit outside of the cage doors, where their vision is more obstructed than the one judge who has the only unobstructed view of the action.
An easy thing to do, and yes, you're trying to move your head back and forth. It's not easy to see things, and then you've got the referee moving in front of you at times, and look, it's tough. But that's on the UFC, and the UFC can sit there and complain all they want. You give one judge a good seat. One, that's where you see the ring card girl sitting. There's one judge sitting there. That judge has a good, clear view. Other than that, the other 2 judges get seats. Change it. You want better scores? Change it. Because you should.
It'll be interesting to see whether McCarthy's expert opinion will help sway the UFC in regards to how they position judges cage side. With so many different opinions flying around on how judging can be improved, we want to hear from you. What should the UFC and other promotions do to help judges score correctly more consistently? Give us your thoughts below. Today's video was packed with some juicy stories from the fight world. What are your thoughts about what's going on in MMA? Don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to the MMA Zone to see a whole lot more videos just like this. See you next time.